Hey YouTube, welcome to this video and thanks for watching. I wanted to make a video today about a Sonos Connect and this 12 channel stereo amplifier from Niles. If I have my facts correct, I think it's an SI-1230, which means 12 channels at 30 watts per channel. So as you can see, it's laid out very well. Each channel has its independent dip switches, which can be assigned. I actually had to look this up. It wasn't obvious to me at first, but it's pretty nice actually. So this channel could be either the left or right of whatever signal you're feeding it. It could also be left and right, which according to the manual means that it's mono. So, and then it also has what I would refer to as a local input. So this one here for this particular dip switch. And the takeaway from the manual is that you basically want to have one of these dip switches on and no more than that. If you have two of these on, then you're making a mistake somewhere. And you might cause damage, so be mindful of that. So for this application, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the single output from this Sonos Connect, which I refer to as a preamp and a source in one box. So we're going to take that main output, RCA left and right, and we're going to go and we're going to utilize actually the bus input, which means that all of these will be fed the same source, so the same music at the same volume level. So I think there's a perfectly good application for that. Let's say if you're running a large outdoor area where it doesn't really make sense to have different music playing in different areas because it's all outside. Anyway, there's several applications. This is just the first one. The amplifier can actually do a lot more than that. And actually, if you get yourself a few of these, then you can actually do some multi-room and multi-source applications from just these two pieces of equipment. But anyway, let's get started. Let me put this down so I can actually start making some connections here. Maybe I'll take this down so you can see better. So I'll prop that up again, but let me just get started here. We'll grab some basic RCA cables. Everything, the Sonos is connected, but the amplifier is unplugged. You want to make these connections when it's powered off. So I happen to have a few speakers with me here on my bench. So we're gonna probably start with 2 pair, just to kind of let you hear the difference. And the speakers I'm playing are, most of them are outdoor rated, so they're not going to sound really great, but for this exercise they're perfectly fine. Let's see here, where's my other pair of speakers? There we go. We'll put this one at the end because it's my shortest pair of cables. So that's my right and that's my left. And I'm basically following just standard color code here. Red to red, black to black, plus to plus, obviously minus to minus. And I'll prop this up so that you can see. But that's basically it. That's the connection. Let me reroute this. That's all we need. And this amplifier and Sonos Connect is basically now ready to feed 6 rooms. So each of these sort of rectangles represents a room containing 2 speakers, so a left and a right speaker. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms. So let's see what that looks like from a different angle. And I'll prop this up again because I want to show you the different volume settings and everything that you can actually do on this amplifier. So again, here we go. It's powered off. So I'm going to go ahead and power it on. Okay, now I'm going to hit the, and let me make sure I don't have anything selected music-wise. No, okay, so powering it on. And actually, before I do that, let me power that back off. So I'm going to make, like I said, this is going to be my left channel. This is going to be my right channel. And then I'm going to do the same on this side, left channel, right channel. The markings here aren't fantastic in my opinion. I mean, it says bus, which kind of leads me to believe that my choices are either 1 or 3, but it basically means bus input, either 1, 2, or 3. So again, you can make this the left, you can make that the right, or vice versa, left and right for mono if you just wanted, if you had just one speaker per room, let's say. So anyway, so now that I've essentially made those 2 rooms live, I'm gonna go ahead and select some music here on my Sonos. Let's see what we got here. Happy Radio, okay, let's go with that. Give it some volume, and I think I have these all the way down. Let's see. Actually, it would help if I turned it on. Okay. So that's my right channel. It's my left channel. Okay. So this would be the second pair, which you probably will not hear unless I turn these back down. So those are essentially my rears, the speakers that are behind me. So it's that simple. So we have 4 speakers going, or what would amount to 2 separate rooms. So, you know, this might be a living room, this might be the dining room. So that's pretty simple, straightforward. I wanted to just kind of show a little bit more about this amp because it's kind of interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and power down. Just going to leave the music playing and everything, but I want to change the configuration here. So what I want to do is actually, I want to bridge this and this so that essentially I get more wattage or more power to each of my speakers. You really won't be able to hear the difference through this video, but that's the theory basically. So basically all it entails is that goes to bridge. This guy is no longer in play. This guy is no longer in play. And then obviously it says there, use channel 2 when in bridge mode. So channel 2 becomes my main volume control for, in this scenario, we're gonna make that the left channel. So I'm gonna unplug these here. And when in bridge mode, this becomes positive, that becomes negative. Okay, and then I think it doesn't really matter what you do the left, but I like to turn it off. And what I want this to be now is my left channel. Okay, and now I'm going to go over to the next one, and this will be my right channel. This comes off, that goes to bridge. I'll lower these, and again I can connect my right channel here. Now, still utilizing the bus input, So all these channels are still the same music, same volume control. We'll leave that one alone for now, but let's see what that does. So I'm going to turn the amplifier back on. Give it a little bit more volume. I'll turn these down altogether, and as you can so now we have the left channel here bridged, and the right channel. So if I was to play around with this knob, it has no effect, correct. Yeah, so that's another kind of fun way to utilize this amplifier in bridge mode and its connections. The same would apply to this, let's say. Let's connect a sub. Let's see what happens when we do a sub. Now keep in mind, this is, there is no sub output, so this is a stereo channel being fed into a single speaker, which happens to be a subwoofer. So in this scenario, since it is a sub and there is no left and right, this would apply. So let's bridge that, and let's make that a mono channel. Essentially, that is what a sub is. So let me grab my sub here. My sub has this type of wire. So again, when we're in bridge mode, the negative becomes that, and the positive clearly labeled there. Sorry for my out of focus phone. Okay. And in this type of wire, the ridge is the positive. At least that's how I think of it. So here we go. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this and this so we can get the sub going. Yeah, and there's not much bass going on there. But that's what it is. Let's get something a little more bassy. There we go. So that's basically the sub. There we go. And we can bring up the left and the right channel. And these guys are still live too. You just probably won't hear them, especially now with 3 channels being bridged, but here we go. Let me bring them up a little bit. Yeah, that's what they sound like at basically full volume. This is what the bridged subwoofer sounds like at the same volume. And then the rest. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.